Friends and comrades, welcome back to our little socialist city of Berlin, where last time we established a bit of a food and alcohol production, and I, forgot to set that check mark, so the trucks wouldn't start to fetch food on this food factory and bring it to the border of, this here town. I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce that. So, what's gonna be the next steps? First of all, I have to do some corrections here. Pretty much redo the area. I really messed it up there. It's due to me not really understanding these industry connections, and I think you guys can correct me in the comments, but I think they're just a little... They're not meant... It's like they're a little underperforming. If you check out this... this here factory, right? They consume 30 tons of crops per day. Now, these guys here, they fetch like 1.4 tons back and forth. And they just can't keep up. Even if we're at like 60 people or so in here, they just can't keep up with the demand of this one factory. And then we also have the food factory over there, right? So I did play around a little bit off screen, and I really wanted these connections to work, but they just didn't. I did actually put a second forklift garage in there because you were limited to 4 forklifts, if I see that correctly, right? That's, yep, you can't buy any more. So you can only have 4 of these guys fetching food from the grain storage. So yeah, it just doesn't work, plain and simple. So we need something more. Also, we don't have much storage in the food factory and in the distillery. So we just need a little buffer for where we can store stuff and from there distribute it to the border and to the town. So that's number one. That's gonna be the plan for today's episode. Remodel this area. Number 2 is we are not even a little bit close to the amount of crops that we would actually need to run these 2 factories. Not even like remotely. We would have to plaster this whole area here with fields to even get close there. And I certainly will, depending how far we get in this episode, certainly will put a lot more fields around here in this area. Maybe just the flat lands and cover that. And from there on, we'll find another nice spot to settle and build a new farming town. Maybe it's mostly going to be busy with manning the farms. There's not much needed actually. You mostly can do it with machines, but you need the grain storage, you need a depot that can ferry stuff back and forth, and so you need a little bit, you need a fire department and so on. So you need a couple people there to man the farms. Actually, people could work on the fields. I hope they would fix this here. Apparently it goes faster when there's a machine and people, that's what I read, but you can't see how many people will be able to work here. It's just suddenly people will appear here, and it's like it's impossible to plan for that. While experimenting around, I did put a bus stop here, and then people suddenly appeared on these fields, and this factory still underperformed. So yeah, that's a little bit weird there. Sorry, just a piece of tea. A piece of tea? Yeah, it's not that. It's a sip of tea for my voice to function. Okay, so for today's episode, the plan is rework this area a little bit so it's working. Expand our grain producing capabilities just a little bit. And some of you might be thinking, hang on, Conrad, that's not the way of socialism. Why you produce more than we actually need? Do we really need more, and do we really need to sell it? Isn't that capitalism? Yeah, it is. I do need to fall for the ways. I need to, how we put that in words? I need to lean on the crutch of capitalism just a little bit to establish our settlement here and to become self-sufficient. We do still have 1.9 million in rubles, but they will be gone very fast. And for that, we need to be able to produce food. We need to be able to produce alcohol. We have that covered. The next thing is we're going to need meat. And then we need a whole bunch of materials. We need steel, we need prefabs, we need gravel, which sadly we don't have a source nearby. It's somewhere here or maybe over there. So, no, not over there, over here. These little patches of rocks where you can get gravel from. we need all that. We need bitumen, we need asphalt, we need so many things to be able to build apartments for our workers to live in. So we do need a little crutch on that, and I hope you can work with me and you can overlook it a while and just keep the greater goal in mind, and keep in mind we're gonna eventually be free of that, and we're just gonna produce what we need to supply our needs, and don't fall for the lure of money and ferry stuff to the border. So with that out of the way, let's get to work, shall we? Now firstly, this here setup, it just doesn't work. So what I want to do is cancel. Well, first of all, we're gonna need some backup, so let's get to work here. We're gonna have to purchase the crops directly in the factories for a moment. Like so. Okay. Alright, so that can work. Now the second thing we need to do is remove all the connections here, because I do not want to waste any money. I mean, the little forklifts we have here are just perfectly fine, right? We don't need to just have them destroyed or anything. We can just wait until they finish their tasks and then sell them. So there's a couple of them coming back now. These guys bring that back here. Okay, so now we can sell all the... My couple tunnel is already acting like clickety-click, clack, clickety-click. I wish you could select those with a single click, but whatever. It's fine. We only have 4 of them, so there we go. Okay, so now this is done. Next thing is we need to remove this connection and these here. Okay, so let's wait for this to be done. We're also not currently using this bus stop very much, because the farm, actually, I overlooked that. It doesn't really need people working on it. So we're okay for that. Our trucks are running. They're exporting some food. That's great. We have some surplus here. And now stuff is getting ferried from here as well. That is great. Why are you waiting? Isn't there space for 2 trucks? Okay. Huh. Okay. Yeah, the problem's gonna be fixed soon enough, but that is interesting to know. I thought there's space for 2 trucks. Good to know. Alright, so now we have that out of the way. Now we have some room here. Now this grain storage is in the worst possible location. We need to adjust it, and for that, and that sadly is going to be the way, we have to remove this already sown field. It's a bit of a pain, but it needs to be done. Oop, and that didn't need to be done. Good job. Okay. So, next thing, we need to remove this one. It only has 37 tons of crops in it, so it's not too bad, but still. Wasted money. But then again, it's only money, and if we're gonna have a more efficient setup in the future. Also, I didn't have this built, so somebody probably punched the monitor already seeing me do that. So yeah, it's only money, so it's not a big problem. Okay, food and crops, the grain storage. So what I want to do with that, and I'm gonna explain it in a minute, is bring it as close as we can to here. Maybe a bit closer to the farm, like so. Maybe we turn it. No, doesn't really make a difference. I think here is the closest we can get. Okay. Very good. We're gonna build that. And now a way more efficient way. A more efficient way to get crops from the granary, from the grain storage, to these factories is by means of trucks. Now, to keep these running at full capacity, we're gonna need, depending on the factory, but 2 to 3 trucks ferrying food and crops from the storage to the factory. And that's not gonna be possible with one loading area like this. So what we gonna need additionally is a little road cargo station. There we go. That is... Did I... That's interesting. Okay, I thought the list of material there is the list of stuff that's required to build it, and I was wondering, like, why is there uranium required to build that? But it's not. It's just what it can store. So, is that the road cargo station already? I think that's what I wanted, right? Yeah, it's the road cargo station. And we can connect that one like so. Let's not mess it up twice, shall we? Like so, maybe. Nice and symmetrical. What that will allow us to do is have 2 or 3 trucks coming in here and draining this grain storage, so that should be way more efficient, and in the meantime we can destroy you. Should be way more efficient than what we had set up earlier. Okay, we also don't need the road connection here. We're gonna need it over here, but one thing after the other. Okay, so let's first set that one up. And I don't want to waste too much space, so let's just have a road like so. Do it everything in pause mode, then steal this little edge and just come around. Can I? No, I can't. Okay, get the little edge back. There we go. I wanted a nice corner. Okay, because trucks actually do lose speed if you don't have nice turns for them to roll on. Okay, so the next thing is, where are you going? You need some food for our people. Of course, that is important. Yeah, he's gonna go get food. But we can already bring down the road here. And eventually I want it like so. Maybe a little bit further down the line. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Like so. Okay, now we're gonna cut the road. There we go. Very good. Okay. Now we're gonna get rid of all this and redo this area. No, don't cancel. Okay, we have a nice straight road right down the line here. And we can connect you. And that should be set up without much interruption. And our people can be fed with our own crops again. Okay, very good. So that's that. So number 2, these two need workers, right? So we do need a bus stop here, and I'm gonna have to look for modding for modded bus stations, because this one is really, I know it's not very pretty, but for now it's gonna be okay. Now I don't want too much traffic on this road, because it's gonna get worse a lot, as you're gonna see in a moment, because we are going to connect a storage over here, and then we have 3 trucks per factory running from here to there, bringing the grains, and so it's going to be very busy on that road. So let's not make it worse than it has to be. We're going to put the bus station in the second line here, because here is a road actually going to the city, and we're going to extend that and use it. So let's go ahead and put you maybe a little more towards the food factory, like so. Don't need the connections here, actually. Oh, I'm just thinking I could just also turn it around like this. But yeah, that's too far to walk for them. Let's make it convenient for our workers. I mean, they are contributing to the wealth of our young city and nation, so they should have the convenience. And let's just extend the road a little, like so, and connect them up. Make it nice, like so. Thanks for the tip, by the way, that you can just scroll and change the angle of these curves. Scroll your mouse wheel and change the angle. That's quite helpful. Okay, and what we need now, of course, is pathways for them to walk to their place of work. So we'll do one like so. Of course, I went too far, because why wouldn't I? Let's actually take the specific cancellation tool. If we have it, we should use it. There we go. Okay, like so. Like so and so. That's awesome. And then we have one that connects over here. Like so. That looks fine by me, doesn't it by you? Okie dokie. Now this here is coming along. Nice, nice, nice. And now we should be connected. Great. Now you are driving there. Please add this here to your stops for unloading. And can we name you? I think we can. Yes, we can. This is gonna be food production bus stop. No, don't save it. Bus stop. Whatever. It's just a temporary name, but it's just, if you read those lines, it's so... Yeah, that reads much better than Berlin bus stop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I can't really know where's number 2, where's number 3. That's gonna get weird very fast. Not really gonna stick with that bad name, but for now it's okay. Okay, let's move you to the back to the bus platform. Let's actually remove that stop. Can we do that? Delete the stop. There you go. And there you're gonna... you can unload everybody. But actually I just want you to load and unload here. Okay. Good, so now we should be able to supply workers there. We need another bus on that line. This is gonna bother me to no end, by the way. It's not aligned properly, the road depot, but whatever. Just don't look in that area. Good. Yeah, well, currently we don't really have workers there, but it's gonna come. Don't you worry. Okay, so now we don't need this mess here anymore. And actually, if we make a temporary connection... not here. Like here, that's just for the moment, so our trucks can get where they're going. We don't need this area up here at all. Oops, sorry guys, I just hit the microphone. I hope nobody went deaf. Hopefully it's not audible at all. Okay. Good, and while we're at it, let's just redo that connection as well. As tight as we can run that corner, and then just connect it up here. Okay. Good, and a gravel road here is enough, I feel. Good, 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 good. Okay, and then we can redo this here, and we're gonna replace the... we're gonna move the gas station as well. Just a bit undecided where I want to move it to, because this here is gonna make... it's gonna be the space for a new medium construction office. Not construction, a distribution office. So, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, let's see if we can fit in my plan already. So we're gonna go with a warehouse as a buffer to store our food and alcohol. And yeah, we can't really fit it here. And it's gonna go right here. Right here. It actually has a train connection. The problem is, though, it can only store a total of 325 things. So, yeah. That's not too much. Because I was originally worried, like, look at this warehouse. It has 5 connections that we can make. What if we connect the meat storage and the livestock and the alcohol and the food, everything to it, and then transport it by train? Wouldn't that be great? It would be, but if we really need it as a buffer, if we got 4 or 5 different goods in it, it's gonna run full in no time. It's practically not much more than what these factories can hold on their own. So that has to be kept in mind. Okay, so here comes the bus, 22 workers. Not too many, but we're gonna address that issue in just a second. And yeah, the distillery actually is running at full capacity, which is great. And that's... oh, and here the trucks are coming. Awesome, things are working. Where are you going? Oh, you have no fuel. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't cancel that refueling station. He does have some fuel. He's gonna fetch the food, while the little guy is fetching the food for our town. Things are just working. That is good, even with a messed up way I set it up. So that's reassuring. But of course it can be improved upon greatly. Yeah, so I keep pushing my decision. Where do I put the gas station? Where do we already have one? We have one here where the buses could go. So I might put one maybe just connected here. This is gonna be our main road, right? So let's do just that. We're gonna have to bring some power there. Oh no, actually we're still in range. Okay, so let's... How far can we go? Okay, we can put it here. So let's do that for now. Oh no, but the problem... Oh, okay. Now I know why I'm hesitating, because these guys here also need it. Okay, so let's wait for him, then connect the road up here, and then put it next to the road. If you could kindly move your butt out of my gas station, that would be awesome. I could have actually stopped purchasing, but okay. It's a fine. Dum, 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 dum. Okay, demolish you. And you. Okay, let's bring a gravel road. Yeah, that was smart that we connected him already. Let's bring him here. Make a connection. Maybe like so for starters. I mean, I know it could be better, but it could also be worse, like that. And then put the gas station up here. I feel that's gonna be good. Hang on. What else we're gonna need here? Eventually we want meat production, livestock production. So we're probably gonna have to move the gas station around once again. But I do want my farm to be as efficient as it possibly can be. And these guys are so slow that... Oh, let's actually see. We can see if we buy them. Yeah, 15 kilometers per hour is really not much. So if I put the gas station down here, it would fit nicely here. I mean, either on that side here or here. But then these vehicles have to go that whole distance, and that is actually... it's gonna be a problem. Actually, let's first put in the warehouse so we don't block that off. And I have to rebuild yet again. Okay, so this seems good right here. And of course, towards the warehouse, we need a proper asphalt connection, like so. And now that we have that in place, we could actually take it out to here. And have the gas station there. Can you fit in here? Ah, just barely can't. We can correct that though. And I could have actually just accounted for that, but whatever. If we put the gas station here, that would be a nice space, right? I mean, we have to redo it when we connect the warehouse by rail, but I don't think that's happening in the near future. Just as close as we can get it. There we go. And now we bring the road back. Like so. Connect you here. Connect you there. Connect this by gravel. And that should be just good. And you can be also connected somewhere here, maybe, whatever. As long as the fire department can reach it, which we didn't build yet anyway. So also we don't need 14 tons of fuel here in case we have to replace. Let's just go down to 6, it's just fine. Good. So now this is done, and now we have alcohol and food here. So what that means, first of all, we need a bigger distribution office. That didn't really cut it. So let's go for the medium one. And of course we have to redo the wires, but let's actually have it run a little bit, because I don't want to do the wires by night. It's hard enough to see them during the daylight. So there we go. Nice and bright. And let's take them from here. And put the distribution office. Where are you? There you go. Maybe go a little close, like so. So we do have some space for the road if necessary. Put you here. And reconnect electricity. Here. Take a little curve. Another little curve. And then reconnect here. Okido. So now you guys can actually, no, not the food factory. You guys can actually just remove all connections, and we're gonna wait for them to finish their runs and for this building to build. Oh, there we go. Okay, and so now we can go from the warehouse to the border. Nice and simple, right? And we're just gonna load and unload everything that's there. Don't really have to leave a stockpile. We'll have to see how it goes, like if it can be actually, if they draw too much, but I think there's always a little bit left in those factories that we'll be able to use for supply here. So that's great. Also, just a quick fix here. I already did reduce, but yeah, we do need to reduce our amount of workers here, because our cold storage is just overflowing to the brim, and it's really not necessary. So I did read, when you build a building, it's 4-point-something tons per worker per day. So we'll probably be fine with just 20 workers. That's going to be 80 tons of coal ore, and this one can't even process that much. So it's like we're full here. We have a full 870 tons here. We have a full 100 tons here. So everything's just fine. We don't need those workers up there. They can be working in the food factory and distillery. Much more useful. Good. Now we're gonna actually go ahead and go on slower speed. You, good sir, are gonna have a new home. You as well. Okay, that was that. What else do we need? Oh yes, we need a couple trucks. Just in the regular depot. Let's start with 2 each. Covered hull. Yeah, 10 tons of crops. They can carry the most crops. So these ones are a little faster, but I think that doesn't matter much. It's long distance. So we're just gonna go for the 706. 1, 2, 1, 2. Nice and easy. Okay, you are gonna take grain from here. Bring it to the distillery. Easy peasy. Load, you're gonna wait until you're loaded, and you're gonna wait until unloaded, obviously. Don't really have to set crops. Yeah, don't have to be over specific. Okay. Oh no, and we need to copy that schedule onto you. Because it's very important that the truck you copy it to is actually next to the other one. Good. Now we can go for you. You will have food, or crops rather, from here and bring it to the food factory. And you can start that. First stop unreachable. Oh yeah, yeah. Good. That's not how we want to do it. We're gonna go to the loading station and then to the food factory. There we go. Now we can start. Now we're gonna copy the schedule onto the other truck. And you can also start. Okay, so that's set up. Now we're gonna need to buy crops here. Good. So that's settled, and now we can actually connect it to the road. Really? Ah, nice. Okay, let's delete a bit of the road. Let's go a little here, like so, and so. Good. More money wasted. Why not? Why not? We have enough of it anyway, right? Okay, you are... Hang on, what? Road cargo station. Ah, yeah, okay, they're fetching the crops. And you can see the crops are available here now, which is great. Yeah, let's first have these run a couple times before we'll actually... you have a new home as well. Before we will actually stop buying crops in these two factories. Okay, everybody's getting fuel. Nice, nice, nice. Quite busy already, but it's just the initial setup, so let's have it run a moment. Let's just see. Okay, now the first guy. Yes, that's our first food exported from the warehouse. Very nice. Eventually, maybe we'll have to put a road... what's this thing called? Road cargo station here as well. But yeah. Let's rename you. Berlin Road Cargo Crops. Just sure. It's just easier. Berlin Food Factory, Berlin Distillery. Berlin... Oh, that came... no. Berlin Food Warehouse, okay. There we go. And that's the last one, right? We can move you to the workplace as well. And here we could actually maybe buy a couple more. Cupboard hall. Let's just get 2 more and see how it goes. I mean, we currently are building up a stockpile, so that is good. And there's the bus coming. He's taking 34 workers home. Why are you taking workers home? There's room still. That's weird. Okay, so they have 15 tons of crops, they have 35 tons of crops. So we can stop purchase here, and we can stop purchase here. Whew, okay, so that's done. Let's look out a little bit. Looking good. Okay, so we barely accomplished the project I had for this episode. And as you can see, now they're actually nicely stocked on crops. Here's one, there's the other one coming. I'm not purchasing anymore. Those are actually overflowing on crops. I wish you could set that to a certain limit, like I could in the warehouses, where I can say you only use, I don't know, 40 of your storage or so, but it's gonna even out eventually. We actually need one more truck, because we're close to the max of workers here, so that's gonna need one more truck. There we go. No, hang on, let's use the new line manager. You have road cargo to distillery. Set line to vehicle. Yes. You. Okay. I like how... Could you see like the lights inside the driver's thingy went on? But I still have to manually launch him. Okay. Now his lights went on. And now he should start... Oh yeah. He would start actually if you just go to normal speed, idiot. There we go. Another truck on the line. Good. Very good. Okay, it's not perfect yet. They're still a little bit lacking. We could also shorten the drive here. But I feel we're getting much closer than it was previously with those stupid cargo lifters. It's just not... Yeah, now we're up to 10. Yeah, now it works. And we're building stuff here. Good. It did cost us quite a bunch. Almost 200,000. So I hope it's gonna be worth it. We could actually just over that month of March see the impact. So last month we had 6,000 food and 12,000 exporting alcohol. And we can monitor that in this month. Yeah, 290,000 because of all the building. We can monitor it this month if it will improve. Let's see if we keep stocked here. Next one coming. Up to 12. And there's the next one coming. Up to 16. That looks good. You're here. Yeah, and eventually they'll be just... No. No. You wait until unloaded. And wait until loaded. Oh, actually I have to just do it in the line. Okay, but I can do that off screen. Not necessary to bore you guys. But they have to wait until they're unloaded. So that way we'll just have a truck sitting here. And constantly supplying crops. And they won't waste fuel driving back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. If the factory is full. Okay, that's done. Next episode we're going to make sure these two are fully staffed with workers. Because there seems to be a little room. We need more buildings here. And then we're gonna have to, first of all, provide some services. We need a fire department. And we need more fields here to supply, to take less of a hit buying crops. Because we are actually, last month, we bought 14,000 of crops. And asphalt and steel is our most expensive imports. Yeah, that's gonna stay like that for a bit. Because steel production, I looked into it. Yeah, it's quite the undertaking. Let's put it like that. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was a little bit of remodeling. Next episode's gonna be new things, and we're gonna expand our little city. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and see you around.